Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Buffalo SportsCenter video. I am Don, and today we are going to talk about something that's been in the news lately, and I've seen a lot of discourse about it on Twitter, and that is talking about the Matt Araiza situation and how he has been exonerated by prosecutors, as it appears as though Matt Araiza left the party in question before the actual crime was committed. But I feel like I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. If you aren't aware of what has been going on at all with Matt Araiza, so let me just sum it up really quickly here. So the Bills, they drafted Matt Araiza last year in the 2022 draft in the 6th round. He was nicknamed the Punt God, coming out of San Diego State University, and he was projected to be the Bills' starting punter for this past season. Well, obviously that didn't happen. Sam Martin was our punter instead. Why was that? Well, it's because shortly after he was drafted, there was a civil suit filed against Matt Araiza and a couple of other individuals by an unidentified minor, and it was claimed in the civil suit that Matt Araiza he was one of the defendants. He was named along with two others in the suit. It was alleged that Matt Araiza, plus these other two individuals, at a party at some point over his time at San Diego State University, apparently he did not have consensual sex with this female. In fact, in the suit, it was named that there were plenty of horrific things done to her. Some just absolutely gruesome details. I covered it in a video last August, on this subject. And why am I talking about it today? Because it's not that fun to talk about, right? So, why today? Well, it's, as you saw in the little thing at the bottom of the screen there, Matt Araiza was exonerated from that suit. He was proven to have not even been at the party at the time these crimes were committed against this minor. Now, there are some things here that are just very, very disturbing. There are apparently, and I don't know how many of these words I can say before YouTube demonetizes me, but there was a sex tape, and these tapes, which are one of the building blocks for why Matt Araiza was not guilty, showed that, well, these tapes were shown to have been filmed at 1:30 in the morning on this night in question. Apparently, Matt Araiza had left the party that these crimes were committed at 12:30 in the morning. That's a whole hour in advance of the crimes being committed. So if he's not there, he can't have committed the crimes, right? Well, that's true, which is why prosecutors have come out and said in a tweet, a little quote, prosecutors said, quote, that Matt Araiza was not present when an alleged gang rape of a minor occurred at an October 2021 party, according to witness testimony that prompted the San Diego DA not to press charges against the former Bills punter. So he is not going to get charges filed against him. That was announced in December. The civil suit dragged on anyways, and now there's even more proof that Matt Araiza did not commit it. And this brings up a bit of a moral question, and that is, were the Bills right in letting Matt Araiza go last August? Obviously, he was let go after these charges were filed, and a lot of Bills fans were behind the idea of just cutting this player and cutting him dry, including me. I said at the time when I filmed this video, I said something along the lines of, well, if he's guilty, then you can't really keep a criminal on your team. And if he's not, you can't go deal with all the drama and the distractions that come with keeping Matt Araiza on the team. And it's unfortunate because obviously he has not done it. Now, it does say in this article that I'm looking at, that I'm reading here, I will put that link in the description for you guys to read as well. There is some question as to whether or not Matt Araiza did know she was 17 at the time. That doesn't matter, though, since he never actually did anything with her. It's just a really troubling, very, very deep moral issue here, because the Bills cut this kid, and this that decision has sent this guy's life back a whole nother year, maybe two. That's a whole year's worth of salary that he didn't get. Instead, he had to pay off legal fees. He had to defend himself. His reputation was tarnished, all for what looks to be now false accusations against him. And as a Bills fan who at the time called for the Bills to cut him, I feel a little conflicted because, yes, I did cut him. And I'm just thinking, though, what happens if any of us were in that situation where we were accused and we were falsely accused, but everyone immediately jumped to the defense of the accuser, whether that person was right or wrong? I mean, this brings up bigger questions than I think I can really detail or explain in this video. I'm not really well equipped to handle a question like that, but it brings up the idea that were the Bills right in cutting him? And I saw one person say this online, and I have to agree with it. I feel like the Bills were in a lose-lose situation when this first occurred. You either lose in the fact that this guy is guilty, you have a criminal on your roster. Now, this wouldn't be the first time there was a criminal on an NFL roster before, but you just don't want your team to have a criminal there. So either you have a criminal on your team, or you have to go through a whole season's worth of distractions for a rookie punter, whereas you could just cut him, send your good wishes to him, and move on and get a veteran punter, which is what the Bills eventually did by cutting Matt Araiza and picking up Sam Martin just before the season started. So it's really tough, and I have to I feel for Matt Araiza because this guy has probably been through a dark place over the last 9 months or so since this story first broke. It's got to be tough, I believe, for him, his family for sure. I still, even though he wasn't the culprit that did this, it seems as though there was still an incident that happened at that October 2021 party over in San Diego. So I still hope that the accuser finds her justice. It's unfortunate, though, that due to justice being blind, they falsely accused the wrong person just 'cause. And for Matt Araiza, I'm sure this is very vindicating. This is happy news for him. He can now go on and try to rebuild a potential NFL career. And I'm sure teams will be calling his camp after this news because he is certainly very talented. Heck, there was a reason why he was called the punt god in the first place. He's pretty good. He can launch a ball high up into the air. He would be a great special teamer. Yeah, but it's unfortunate that this whole situation has happened, that all the parties had to go through this, and yeah, it's not great. So, moral of the story, folks, Matt Araiza was exonerated. We'll see who the actual culprits were for that horrendous and gruesome gang rape, and hopefully Araiza can keep going on with his life, keep moving on. And unfortunately, we did see innocent before guilty not apply to this case, especially online. So I just, when the next time a situation like this happens, I feel like us as fans, since none of us were there, we need to not necessarily not have an opinion. Sure, we can have an opinion. Just don't try to ruin another person's life, a person that we don't know, a person that we may not understand. And that goes for the accuser and the accusee, both sides, because there is a lot of stuff that we won't know. Like, we can see a couple of tweets explaining the news and get all outraged, but do we really know what happened? Were we there that night? I do hope the accuser finds her justice. I hope that the San Diego Police Department finds out who did these crimes to her. And I also hope that Matt Araiza manages to string along a career after this, post this whole saga. Anyways, folks, thanks for watching. This was a very touchy subject, so try to keep the comment section nice and not too toxic. I was Don. This is Buffalo SportsCenter. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Let's keep growing this community. And remind me never to become a lawyer, because I don't have to argue this stuff. Anyways, thanks, folks. See ya.